was left to watch from the ground and broke his arm, he smiled at the hospital, proud of what he'd done. Ryan was always more than just a daredevil. He was a sweet kid who would help someone in need, regardless of how much his coward of an older brother attempted to dissuade him or convince him of the dangers. Still, I think at that moment, even he knew better than to just approach the person, despite a whispered greeting or anything from the person approaching. I noticed for the first time how much louder and eerily uniform the sounds had become. For the first time since their appearance on the beach, I managed to pry my attention away from the disturbingly captivating figure in the cloak, feeling almost mesmerized by its strange sway, and began to notice something wrong with the crabs covering the beach.
Pause it. See you in the morning. Another day of my business.
They'd all but ceased their typical behaviors, instead coming together in masses of legs and shells of varied size and appearance, forming shuddering dark masses, moving waves with hundreds of spindly legs and grasping claws that seemed to move with a single mind, like some massive ant colony. Even the perpetually skittish hermits, which typically avoided the larger, sometimes more aggressive crabs, were now neglecting their typical feverish digging of safety holes in the sand to join the others. It wasn't an isolated event either, and as I turned to observe the rest of the shore behind us, I saw the same strange sight repeating all along the beach. They swarmed and circled en masse, moving like a living whirlpool, a constant hail of chittering clicks audible as they stampede over one another in their strange, guided frenzy. Something was wrong. Opening my mouth to speak proved useless at first, and it felt as though the air had been sucked out of the immediate vicinity, leaving me to produce only the smallest sounds of surprise, shock still robbing me of my functions. The swirling masses on the beach behind us were beginning to coalesce and grow, forming massive dark monoliths dotted with dull grays, greens, reds, various colors of shells from the countless species amongst the shifting form, which almost appeared as a single entity, moving in concert with such fluidity. If you've ever witnessed the mesmerizing murmuration of a flock of birds in the sky, swooping and shifting as they move amongst each other with perfect coordination, in total unison and harmony, almost creating the illusion of a shimmering effect amongst the living cloud of avians, or the shoaling of a massive school of fish, when they form a single mass, shifting, morphing as one, occasionally splitting off into separate clouds only to coalesce again with their awe-inspiring grace of nature, then you've got an idea of what I was seeing, except on the ground, and with far less breathtaking beauty, and more of that jerky, robotic-like insectoid sort of movement typical of the animals. Excuse me, ma'am. My head snapped in Ryan's direction. The question spoke with far more alarm than previously, momentarily distracting me from what I was seeing. He'd backed up, drawing closer to me, and it was clear why. The woman had gotten considerably closer in the time I'd been distracted, moving at a steady pace towards us. Disturbing, confusing details growing more visible with her approach. The cloak she wore appeared to glisten at a distance, either wet or coated in some reflexive substance, reflecting the last vestiges of fading light piercing the horizon. And though it was growing darker, and I felt as though I surely must have been mistaken in what I was seeing, it appeared as though her drapings were comprised entirely of some strange blend of seaweed, moss, and other plant life, still sopping wet, covering all but the hand holding the strange shawl closed around her, and a portion of her head stooped forward as she walked. Her skin made my stomach turn, bearing a sickly, mottled gray appearance reminiscent of a living corpse from a Romero film, and her head was the same with a few clumps of long sopping wet black hair hanging from it, filthy, cloudy water dripping from its ends. As the sun dipped below the horizon, its final rays reflected across the cool gray surface of the water and caught her ghastly figure, exposing yet another oddity that made my blood run cold. All throughout her strange garment, almost imperceivable due to natural camouflage, shells embedded like strange decorative gems. They were crabs. The
Pause
thought that
it.
they were dead passed my mind.
Let's listen to music. Connect. There we are. Let's go out here, yo. And press play. Yeah, but the bond.
Yes, sir. Fresh Kid P. Fresh Kid T. Oh, yeah, we back. Oh, it's Afro, by the way. Yeah, Jones. Yeah. Chitty bang. And we pretty much amazing. Song, please. I got you. Hey, yo, I once was a kid. All I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'm pounding up. Now I'm dope on the bread. We can toast so fresh. How we feel. Everybody get this down from us. Once was a kid with the other little kids. Now I'm ripping up shows and I'm fans going wild with us. Tell mommy I'm sorry. This life is a party. Remember you was a kid. Reminisce days of the innocence. Now it's shitty bang. Google me the images. Follow me. I'm the leader. And when I park cars, I don't pay for the meter. I remember I was younger as a kid. It was the best. I used to touch on all the pretty girls in recess. I'm at my peak, yes. I won't leave yet. Cereal style, cereal, I need checks. I can make these rappers run like a hard drill. Rock can't show you how the guitar feel. And I could care less how y'all feel. I got a flow to make a bitch do a cartwheel. This is that good, just pump it and relax, bro. And you could get it free, don't worry about the text, though. And Zach Fool, thank you for the crack. But I play around Burgundy, I anchor on the track.
That bitch. When my thoughts. She's still with me, but she without her place in the in Earth. Well, I am an interdimensional being now. What's that name? You know the chick what had a fucking arsehole as a brother. Yeah, that chick. And yeah, that chick is still with me. She live on Earth. I live as an interdimensional god. Okay? Press play again.
Somebody tell Rolf that I don't love college. Cause the real world's kinda like real world. And it's drama, so I'm fat liner. And I'm just a rhymer. Swimming in the water trying to dodge the piranha and fly to Bahamas. Pretty little mama. Chitty in the spot where you at, pearly. They show me what you got. They say, why you rapping for the kids for? I said my clothes come fitted. The lit store. This summer you could catch me on a big tour. I'm high grade. I think they need to quiz more. And let me get with you. Don't let the kid hit you. I'm the photo album Valletta has. Big picture. The rule is, the dude is so up, so chuck. I'm a cool kid. I once was a kid. All I had was a dream. Are we gonna blaze this weed? Yes, we are. We're gonna take these shots.
Yeah, buddy.
Tonight I'm with my friends and this is never gonna end. Are we gonna meet some honeys? That's the plan. We're gonna rock their bodies all night long. Everybody's feeling good and the night has just begun.
A bond.
These babes in bikinis in the sand, taking off their tops to get this in. I don't need sunshine cause I'm always on vacation. Skateboard to the boardwalk, liquor store, six pack in the backpack, out the door. And now I'm just short of public intoxication. Got caught with open container. Please don't lock me up cause I got plans to get fucked up. Are we gonna raise this weed? Yes we are. We're gonna take these shots down the bar. Tonight I'm with my friends and this is never gonna end. Are we gonna meet some honeys? That's the plan. We're gonna rock their bodies all night long. Everybody's feeling good and the night has just begun. Waist deep in the pool, shotgun and beers. Feels like everybody in the town is here. Still walk skanking on my favorite reggae station. Party people getting down on a Friday, making memories that they can share on Monday. We all need a little break from the Monday. No expectations. It's just a simple no-brainer. Oh, you should take a moment and do something for yourself. Are we gonna blaze this weed? Yes, we are. We're gonna take these shots down the bar. Tonight I'm with my friends and this is never gonna end. Are we gonna meet some honeys? That's the plan. We're gonna rock their bodies all night long. Everybody's feeling good and the night has just begun. Say yes, not no, never, maybe. Cause if you don't let loose, sometimes you might go crazy. You can leave it on the floor, but if you find it, you know.
Next.
Hello, welcome to Star. Fuck you and your mom and your sister.
Yeah, buddy. A bond. Yeah, buddy. monsters. Kill monster kill. Kill monsters. From the bottom. Next.
I get over once.
Next. Yeah, brother. A bond.
What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like they ain't got no mama. I think the whole world's addicted to the drama. Only attracted to things that'll bring the trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop terrorism. But we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate. And to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Madness is what you demonstrate. And that's exactly how anger works and operates. Then you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love, y'all.
Killing people dying. That is what you get. From above. Push the cushion land. Where is the love? Where is the love?
It just ain't the same. Always a change. New days are strange. Is the world the same? If love and peace is so strong, why are the pieces of love that don't belong? Nations dropping bombs, chemical gases filling lungs of little ones with ongoing suffering. As the youth are young, so ask yourself, is the loving really gone? So I can ask myself, really what is going wrong in this world that we living in? People keep on living in, making wrong decisions, only visions of them dividends. Not respecting each other, denying that wars going on, but the reasons undercover. The truth is kept secret, it's swept under the rug. If you never know truth, then you never know love.
The truth, yeah. They cry. That is what you get. How much? The question is, where is the love? Where is the love? Her bond. Yeah, but next.
I heard that love. It's about to go.
Next. on. Next.
50.
Next.
Yeah.
Next. This one, Tom McDonald.
I admit it, I'm afraid they gon' kill me for this. Probably put me in my grave for the lyrics I spit. Been exposing the truth and all the secrets they cover, and if I die, it was big pharma or government. Been putting too much truth in my songs. They gon' stage a suicide and say I chose to move on. Probably cutting my brakes so when I tour too long, I'll die in a crash, say I was driving and drunk. Look, the Illuminati real. They're trying to make you dumb, trying to numb you out with pills. Trying to make you broke, trying to tell you it's a deal. Processing your food so now none of it is real. You eating super good, but you still be getting ill. You working super hard, but you still can't pay the bills. Silencing the visionaries, revising the dictionaries. Now you just can't find the right words to say and express how you feel. Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that man. I bet they wanna see me dead. They're gonna kill me if I leave my room. They're gonna kill me if I go too soon. You should know. Said they would kill me. I'm afraid they gon' murder me. Wouldn't be a problem if nobody ever heard of me. But I'm famous, so they'll probably try erasing me with urgency. Infect me with a sickness and deny me any surgery. Stop me from exposing all the medicine and currency and terrorism. Always been controlling us so perfectly. I'm telling you with certainty. They say it's for security. They monitor our lives like we live in Nazi Germany. They wanna microchip all the people you don't believe in. Your fingerprint unlocking your phone, oh how convenient. They trick you to believe in all the angels and demons and say you'll go to hell if you ever go disappoint Jesus. I got a backbone and a platform and a tap phone. Never asked for it to be that known. Take my passport to my dad's boat. Use the back door to escape this place. Just a Truman Show. Target on my back. I think they're coming for my head. I know I
Recognize that
I
fan.
bet they wanna see me
Be
dead.
dead.
They're gonna kill me if I leave my room.
They're gonna kill me.
If I go too soon, you should know. Said they would kill me, then I'm afraid I'll disappear. They won't issue me a ticket for a minor misdemeanor. They gon' try to lock me up for the moment while I'm here. Just let me take a minute to make sure you see it clear. Cancer has a cure, they killed Biggie and Pop. One thing I know for sure, 9/11 was an inside job. They stamped dollar bills with "In God We Trust." Well, a single dollar bill, the only thing we got. I think they probably think they got us fooled. Distort the information and curriculums in school. They ain't making you a scholar, man, they're making you a fool. They're making you a felon if you choose to break the rules. They designed a game with a million ways to lose, not a single way to win. Only option you can choose is to play it with a grin, or you play it through the glue. Either way the wheels spin, you won't ever make a move. They gon' kill me for this. Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that man. I bet they wanna see me dead.
Next. Yeah, but
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, speaking fast, I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness, hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior, get off of me, this ain't no humble brag, I want you to hear words, you can say them back, I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Stay tough. Show up. Number one. Yeah, but next. Next. Yeah, but
Surrounded by these fucking voices, they don't ever stop, they keep making noises, trying to tell me things that I don't want to hear. Focused on the end, I think it's getting near. My temper with a gun, yeah, that's all I fear. Keep talking that shit and you won't see it clear. Pop a couple pills and now I'm switching gears. Kill you just for fun, I'll treat you like a deer. Homie, I suggest you change your tone, you're out of options. Voices in my head do not forgive, no, they just pop shit. Labels will not sign me, they know craving way too toxic. Collecting body parts, I'm storing heads up in the boxes. Boxes, voices looking like a mosh pit. Mosh pit, homie, you ain't about to pop shit. Pop shit, lately I've been
Number
pop shit. Dealing with these voices, homicide is all I hear. 3 a.m. tripping, trying to continue living. Voices keep me up, but I don't see no visions. When you dab me up, I'm sure you see me grinning. But little do you know I'm out here really killing. Chopping and mopping, no Photoshop, I'm cropping. Tie your body up and then we steady mopping. Get you bloodied up, you think we live in Compton. My mind is really ill, no, I ain't talking Hobson. Laid up with a body, I ain't talking Stockton. Lay up in Milwaukee, I ain't talking Brockton. I feel like Antetokounmpo when I'm in Wisconsin. Crazy, he's a fucking king, he's our only option.
next. Have fun for a day. Yeah, buddy. Next.